And I've been chillin', watching the ocean with you. Baby, up with a slow motion crew. And we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the moss. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. Me up, play me like a bass guitar. Simmer down and mess me up. Tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Me up, drive me around in your red Ford. Shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes are
Hello, hello, hello. What is up? Thanks for everyone that's stopping by. I'm gonna have the chat open until Teller hops in here. So I see Transo, Guitar Spider, the usual suspects. Thank you. Guys, this might be a quick game today. My opponent is a absolute crusher. I was supposed to be playing Brand. He was unavailable, or he was not available for this first week. So I got Tellerwascher, and I'm just gonna hover over his name here so you can see. 2600 bullet player, huh? Board 2, by the way. 2300 blitz. 2286. I mean, this guy's an absolute beast with the pieces. Almost 2100 FIDE, by the way, too. Yeah, he's an alternate this season, so all you board 2 crushers, be wary when this guy subs in. We did a little prep. We'll see if we actually get it over the board or not. See if my opponent shows up. I am eating some chicken right now. Gotta fuel up before the game. What's up, Susie? Teller just hit me up. He's running just a few minutes behind, so we're just waiting for him to get started here, obviously. No big deal. He said about 5 minutes. Has anybody played their games yet? I know Susie hasn't because he's on my team this year. What about Guitar Spider or Transo, though? Have you guys, when are you guys playing this week? Or anybody else that's in chat? I know a bunch of games are going off today. A few games got scheduled yesterday. I know, let me see if when my team, a lot of them are playing here. Normally I don't schedule it this early in the week, but yeah, I didn't feel like the preparation was a little bit all over the place with what Teller plays. He got a lot of different options, so I didn't think it was going to help me too much to just delay the game. Looks like a lot of our teams playing on the 17th and 18th. They're doing the smart thing. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday. So I think that's when a lot of my games will be in the future. Guitar, nice. Yeah, normally I try to go later in the week if possible, but like I said, I didn't really see the positives necessarily, unless I really wanted to dive into a bunch of different prep, which normally I like, but if I can focus it, I enjoy that. Yeah, he just messaged me on Slack. He's just running a couple minutes behind, so he'll be here. He'll be here shortly. We're 6 hours ahead of me here, so he must be over like England time zone, that sort of thing. They're probably even a little bit more east of that, if I had to guess. You can take a look at his profile. Might show where he's from. Just says FIDE, so he's definitely European, but maybe he's Dutch or German. Yeah, apparently this guy's played in previous seasons, Teller. He's got a pretty lengthy pass, but that's like back in season like 33. He played in a bunch of Lone Wolf seasons, but he hasn't played in a while with the official league. So, looks like he's trying to get back into it a bit. And I'm hopefully will be the knockout punch. How'd everybody end up last season? Anybody go up a board, down a board? I probably would have gone down to board 3 if I didn't have such a good Lone Wolf season. I think I ended up like 7 out of 11 in Lone Wolf. Finished like 19th overall, which was a huge surprise. But that really kept me within that board 2 rating range. I had a bit of a rough. I think I went 3.5 out of 8 last season for the 45-45 league specifically. Somehow I showed up on this team with a bunch of streamers on it too. You said, "Oh, thanks, Susie. That's helpful, brother. That's super helpful. Not appreciated." Excellent. All right, my opponent is here, so let me hello. All right, we're gonna close chat here in a sec, guys. Yeah, Susie. Yeah, joking, but not really. I know you're a solid player, so glad you're on my team this season. I don't have to dodge your prep for the rest of your team. That once my opponent makes first move, I'm gonna close chat over here on the left. But appreciate everybody showing up. All right, looks like Slackbot saw our game. All right, guys, gonna close chat. Good luck. Okay. I saw he played this, but I did not prep for. I think this is called the Larson attack. My food over to the side. I think B3s. Technically Larson. As you can see in my OBS, when I prepped for today, I had that as the variation, I thought we were going down, but that is not correct. I think it's the Larson attack. I'm going. I think we'll check it after the game. I'm sure you guys are yelling at me in chat right now. I wish I looked at this. I mean, I have a course that kind of goes over some of these moves, but I thought we were going to be going into a Stonewall. I think one of the easier things to do is just to go for like a reverse London setup. I don't think it's bad. I don't think so. Play something like e6, knight out, make a little cubby for our light squared bishop. Let's just play e6. Said I don't think we can be losing. Here, probably just drop back. Again, if you guys want to chat about the game, I think the easiest way to do it is to just go to the actual game on Lichess. That way there's no misconceptions or any accusations in general. We can chat about specific moves in the YouTube chat after. But if you guys want to, you can. I have it closed, but helps me out if you guys don't do that. But I see Susie's in the spectator mode on Lichess. That's just the easiest way to avoid any sort of allegations. I do stream all my games though, so I'm pretty above board or apparent with that. If you guys want to see any of my games from last season, Lone Wolf or 45, they're in the on my previous lives here on YouTube. But I do not have a lot of experience against B4. I feel like C6 is probably just the easiest answer here. Need to go C6 right away. Guess depends on how I want my pawn structure to look. If I want to take back with the E or C pawn. Get a sort of symmetrical version if I take back with the C pawn. Take back with E pawn. And knight f6 can also be played here. Get Carl Khan. So knight f6. Go for the unsymmetrical recapture if my opponent decides to take on d5. And have the little it's kind of how I'm seeing this setup going. Obviously, if white takes here, we take back with the queen. On a move like, I guess we don't have to, but here maybe I will play this first. D3 is an interesting move. Maybe it's preparing for some sort of E4 action, but let's say I play here. Let's say I ignore it. Let's say I go like H6 just to get out of this. Um, 6. I think we want to leave the dark square bishop here for one more second. Obviously, the worry is that if we ever need this knight to sort of recapture, I want to drop the G7 pawn. Play C5. It forces the trade. Maybe we're probably gonna have a weak pawn on the C file. Start with like H6. Oh, it's probably knight's probably going here. All right, at this point, I think actually we move the bishop out. I think if I waste a move on C6 or H6, yep. Castle. Castle here. Are he actually going? And now, I mean, he gave me another opportunity to play H6 to save my light square bishop. I mean, huh. Like H6 on the rook, so I'll play H6, Snorkel, for anybody that's been watching on Hamilton's Habits videos. I think this, like I said, I think any sort of B3 is considered the Larson attack, so we'll do some research. We'll pull up the chessable course I have after the game. Oh, okay, so normally like C6, right, you would get the little London structure, but is there any reason? If we get a knight here, we have a knight and bishop working on, let's just say knight here, bishop out. Knight here. He's got to bring his queen back. Take. Has to take this way. Can't take that way. I kind of like the idea of knight c6 here. Knight c6, a3 seems like the correct response. Then maybe we bring our rook over to c8. We can always drop our knight back. Get our knight opposite the rook opposite the queen. I think if I'm allowed to get into b4 though, and be able to take, I'm gonna try it. I mean, white is a little bit slow on their development right now. Okay. Let's put the rook opposite the queen. Alright, so in this position, we were able to kind of like somewhat give black a weakness here, ish. I am completely lost to where to go through from here though, if I'm being honest. Maybe I continue with my idea, knight back, c6, we bring the knight over to d7. Maybe this is another way to put pressure on some of these pawns that are a little bit weak. Here he has to take back with the or the. All right, let's just go backwards. See. All right, my opponent castles. Few different options here. I think we have c6. Gives us the opportunity to take back with the c pawn if white ever decides to chop on d5. The immediate knight e7. Again, trying to take advantage of e5, c5. I had thought originally maybe this knight back to d7, maybe we could get a dark square bishop exchange. I think the moment I drop the knight back, my opponent will probably play e4, takes, and maybe my opponent's getting a nice pawn, or does not seem the best. And then so I think like rook e1, c6, knight d7 are probably top candidate moves for just completing development. Bishop's obviously a little bit loose. If we were to have a rook across from it. Maybe c6. Just keep it moving. And kind of been not played a lot territory for myself here, so just looking for solid moves, especially playing with the black pieces. With white, I definitely play way more aggressive, especially in lines I know about. But yeah, just not super comfortable with the position in general. Obviously, it's I think solid for both sides. White has a lot of queenside-ish. I mean, maybe there's ideas of like rook, so I don't know, like these pawns kind of start pushing through somehow. For black, I think it's just making sure that the middle doesn't, no tactics that evolve in the middle. I feel like white's queen and light square bishop are a little bit loose, especially if I have rooks opposed to them. Obviously, we have a pinned pawn here, so I just don't know if I want to give this square. Well, said maybe we try to get here, take, because the fact that our queen opens up, and then all of a sudden we could have a knight. So maybe these are the next two moves that we're looking at, barring any craziness. Guess it's up to white if they want to try to push for some more over here. So originally I had planned for d4, d5, knight f3. I thought that's what we were going to get. e6, g3, and a Dutch stone wall, whatever you want to call it. That seemed like the most logical choice for my opponent. Again, they haven't played too many classical games in a while. I was really just going over their blitz and a little bit of their rapid. He did have this this b3 stuff in his repertoire, but he had played it so little that I think, or maybe it was just poor prep on my part, that I just did not take it. I didn't do a lot of study against it, slash any study. I hadn't really looked over my b3 lines against the black side. Okay, makes sense. I kind of like that move. Now I'm not so worried about white going crazy here. All right, let's just keep it moving. And we can still put pressure here. I'm not sure where this knight is going specifically. He had ideas of jumping. Could be one possibility. Knight here, trade. The other knight comes out. We care about this knight. Pops in. Continue with our plan. I think we might. Yeah, we'll see what white wants to do with the knights. Appreciate my teammates coming out. See Susie, Emily. I think I saw Babry in there for a bit. Okay, the only question is if I go knight here now, does he have b4? So it takes, I guess takes if knight takes. E5 really doesn't stop b4 necessarily. Let's say we had a5 in. a5, random move. Five random move. I think we need to find a way to push e5, e4. I'm trying to see like what is my actual game plan in this position. I think that's gonna start with rook e8 first. Bishop move to f8 or d6. Okay. Oh, is he threatening to? That the do we back off here? Okay, I was not expecting the idiots on capture. Remember, we have this pinned right now, so is one knight move. fine. Maybe we can. Okay, so maybe queen a5 was the better move. If on here, ooh, that's interesting. Now, how do we not lose the e5 pawn before we can get a knight on one of these squares? Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty, we might have found a halfway decent defense here. Now, after bishop to d6, I guess he's got this move. Push. Push here anyways. Say 2. Idea was you want pawn takes, queen takes. Still defending. Oh, okay. So here, pawn takes, takes, takes. I just not go b6, 5. I mean, this c5 square is pretty important because that's how my tactic works. The idea we give up this pawn for that pawn. Here, in theory, he can go for this, but maybe that's just tough. Next move, 5. If we get c5, then we have a really nice clamp on the d4 square. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in. 5 people in the Lichess, what's that called? Spectator on the bottom left there. 6 of you guys on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. If you're able to, dropping a thumbs up on the YouTube is a big help. And drop a subscribe if you want to watch these games or get notifications. I try to put previews up for once I know the games are going to be streamed. So you'll see the date and time on the YouTube channel. Obviously, I post in the Slack group as well. We're getting a little bit of time back here. We were down 10 minutes maybe before this last move. We've gotten about 4 to 5 minutes back. I don't know if we have to, I'm not going to call it waste our time on c5 now that we have b6 in. We'd maybe start going for bishop d6 right away. The part is we can't move this. I don't know, let's say bishop d6, random move. Here, then this tactic works because actually no, the rook's on it. I forgot about that. It's helping the defense, so yeah, maybe we can go right away. Tough part is one get the either to e6. I don't know, maybe that is maybe that's why we should push 5, because then we could use c6 square. Clamps down on it. Gotta transfer back over. Structure might be terrible. You would have probably the worst of the two backward pawns if structure like that. Thought maybe we were going to see some sort of pressure down the D file. I'm not sure which way my opponent wants to go with this. Put some Alright. I probably should have calculated deeper on this line, but we are in it now. The biggest thing being... Actually, no. I mean, like, check, king over. Like, if black tries to stay on the dark squares, not possible. Say, like, queen back to where it was at. Check. Back. And then all of a sudden, black's gotta get off the dark squares. Knight here. Wow. Okay. Don't I just get the dark square? Okay. Alright, let's take a breather now. What is line of attack? Opened up white's king a little bit here. Idea number one, knight g4 seems pretty solid. We're threatening a fork. What is we're actually just threatening to win material. And not here threatens a fork. And it also has the threat of bishop takes with followed by checkmate. Say here, knight here, check. Knight there. Take. Take. Take, and then we just trade down. I mean, what am I missing here? Knight g4, double exclamation mark. I mean, I think we can also just win a pawn this way too, if we wanted to. Bishop takes, queen takes. Knight takes, rook. Oh, I think we play. I don't think we try to allow white to get their pieces out. That light square bishop's kind of bad right now. So I think we can get. I think we get more. What am I missing though? I'm just trying to see what my opponent saw that I didn't. I guess queen can't slide over. Okay, so is that the idea? Here, queen here. Guess that worked. H5? Bishop takes. Ah, You're here. Start with that. Bishop takes. Bishop takes pawn. I feel like that still wins me something. Way to get a better. Take anyways. I still think knight g4 looks best. Somehow we're evacuating. I feel like this rook is gonna come over to the h file and win us the ball game. Here, rook takes. Can't play queen over. That scenario we have rook. Alright, if I miss something, I miss something. Like our pieces are working way better than, like, look at white's bishops staring at nothing. Our bishop still has some pressure. And it could always block if there's any pressure down the g file. Bishop's liability. This knight is blocked by its own pawns. Queen is staring at the abyss. Cannot be good. Rooks. Okay. But what did we say in this scenario? Can take the f pawn. We can take on f2. Possibility. Take on f2. Queen. That works. Take on f2 if he takes with the bishop. He has to take here first, actually. Okay. Here, guess the knight is coming to f3. Take that pawn. How does he defend? Like, I don't want to block this h5 square though. That can't be good. let's say knight there. I didn't even look at that move. Is that a move? Is that a move or not? Holy sh... Vikes. Alright, right now the number one move from whatever the hell you want to call that calculation is bishop takes. I didn't even think about this knight move though. Knight h2, does it do anything? Knight h2. Okay, so we're even material, -3, +6, -3. -3, +6, +2. Really? Do we want to go down? And I guess. Doesn't do it. I don't think this does anything. Unless I just can't. I don't think. Ah man, I cannot see what's best here. I think I just win a pawn at the very least. We're winning. There looks to be something with knight h2, but cannot tell if it fizzles out after best play by my opponent. Alright, we'll play with the bishop pair and up a pawn. I think I can just take this pawn. Alright, I think we're slightly winning. Here. I think we're getting 2 pawns at the goal if like 5, I think bishop to 4. Try to bounce some pressure on this knight on d2. Grab my. If this rook moves over here, we have access to the d file. This is still hanging. I think we're up possibly 2 pawns going into an endgame with 18 minutes left. I said I don't know if I made the right decision here. Even this knight jump might not have been the best move. Maybe there was a world where it was like takes, queen takes, knight jump here, and then something like that. Maybe that was the better option there. Dark squared bishop exchange. Let's threaten checkmate, and maybe the best move is to play like. Yeah, because Frank. So maybe this was the mistake. But I mean, hey, we're up. Just a pawn. And here, I don't know if there was any sort of shenanigans with knight to h2, or if that was just like seeing random tactics that aren't actually tactics. Felt like a lot of pieces started coming off the board. Be this position. Could possibly put pressure on pawn, but we're taking another approach to it. I don't know if I like that because my endgame expertise is not very expertise wise. I'd much rather blow someone off the board than screw up a pawn endgame. But can't complain against a really good player. If we pick up pawns here, all of a sudden might have a 2 on O, especially if like we pawn off. So feels like we're in a good spot. We somehow came out of that middle game doing well again. Like his pieces are still right, and he cannot. Okay, so like here, here, and then rise. I mean, we have bishop f8. If he tries like any sort of shenanigans over h8. So it really needs to guard on 7th rank. I did not. I don't know if white was required to go in for this jump here. This might have been one of the critical points of the game. Obviously there's many, but I understand what kind of white's doing. I mean, thankfully I had the tactic there that kind of saved my ass. White, I don't know, but maybe that allows me to be okay. It'll be kind of interesting. Okay, so we did get this. I don't think I want to take on b5 just because I don't want to give white the option to maybe attack my queen here. My first idea was bishop to b4, putting a pin on white's rook, or their knight I should say. So here say rook out. Excuse me. They trade, takes, and giving a decent square to its knight. The other option is just all the way back. Probably knight f. If I just had to have a random guessing game, knight's f3. That office kind of feels bad, but dynamic stuff there. Let's just say here for shits and giggles. Really weakens my light squares. We haven't moved. Like, let's just asking for not the right solution. Here, guessing he would try to activate his rook. Bishop b4. I assume he's going to try to... Oh, the pin. Their pin. F6. Take. Okay. I don't think white's necessarily losing a piece, but maybe we can pick up another pawn. Here. Rook takes. Rook takes. Takes, bishop takes. Pawn takes. Something like that. I don't know. The scary option is what's going to be happening after rook to g3. Because then I think I play f6. And I... Oh no, rook f6, we could probably just play... No, it's tough. Like... Ah, we gave Treller another 10-minute advantage. Either way, I'm happy with how I played this game. Checkmated. Like I said, if we can get one more pawn and then get the queens off the board, maybe even some rooks, I would feel a lot more confident that this game would not explode. Okay. Oh, that's a move. just happened? Okay. Got a new book dropped off. Package has arrived. That was some wasted time there. Man. Like this, not the. Okay, I mean, do rook takes, bishop takes, rook d8. I don't know, knight here for giggles. Take. Something like that. Nice find by my opponent. That's a good move. This is unwound a bit. Alright, so I think takes, rook over, bishop. Not the advantage I thought I was gonna have. Try to play on the dark squares a bit. Dark square bishop, our queen. My goal now might be to trade on the 5 and then maybe our queen up to our centralized square. Something maybe attacks. I mean, I want my rook over here. Actors. Yes, he is. Crazy that. It doesn't. Best move. Longer. I mean, I don't think it's blocking in our own. Is there ever a world where Oh, my brain is so foggy right now. I feel like we should be in a really good position. How do we make it better? How do we make it better? Like, Sakharok for a fun. I don't know. This is definitely not the correct way forward, but I don't know. Pick a target, go after it. This is a mess. Complete wrong way. Going forward. My opponent could just blunder a full piece. That would be much appreciated. Surprised he's not going for, not gonna call it a trick, but bishop c4. Alright, if we think this is the most, I mean, here's probably the most obvious type move. Take h8, forget. Hey, buddy. Hi. Come say hi to everybody. Everybody. You're my partner in the chess game, Rock. Oh, yeah. Not expecting my opponent to just allow me to trade down. I have something. Oh, what's going on here? Second pawn. Guess the move is here. Looks like something like that. I did just send my opponent a draw offer. Not that I. Not seeing the mate here. Check. King. Have to go here. Takes. Probably should clarify. I don't think I'm getting mated. My brain is fried right now. Here. Pawns am I up in that one? Nope. We are just down. Down material. One. Sideways. It's such a gross way to lose the game. Oh my god, dude. I actually played I think a pretty good game, and then I don't know, this whole F7 or F6, H6 is that depends. Well, bishop e7. Probably just one bishop versus knight endgame. Up a pawn. X. X. many of you guys would have fallen for that good old. I almost did. Especially being tilted. It's at the moment a nothing burger. Trying to play for e4. Take this knight out a bit. This knight out and cut the off. Going for perpetual, so however we get there. Queen d2 looks like a good move. Or knight d4 blocks. We have this check here. Then what am I doing? Check doesn't work. Same thing. Goes back. Over in the back rank. Really? Thought this yeah. It's kind of crazy. So let's just resign. Hey, why did I not play, by the way? I troll. I do it. That has to be better than whatever the heck I did. Good game to my opponent. Good game. No. That is checkmate. That is checkmate. Game well played. Ah, dude, that's a tough one to lose. I think I had an advantage there. Maybe not. Yeah. Oh. 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 Disgusting. Disgusting. I don't even want to let. Dude. What's up? Wow, you guys were pretty active in the stream chat today. Oh man, I don't even want to show you guys the. Where are we here? Oh man, you can't. You guys aren't gonna. He's plus 4.5. How do we lose plus 4.5 position, by the way? How do we? Okay, so let's dive into the review here. called the Nimzo Larsen attack. Classical variation. We're gonna go to our. So yeah, the first move the computer doesn't like too much. H6. Everything looking hunky dory. It wants C5 here, but I don't know. That's 8. Everything's good here. As you can see, like white really didn't have an advantage at all out of the opening. Pieces. Okay, here I did have a bit of a think. A5. I thought about that. Queen C7 is what we played. Okay, I don't mind Queen C7. Knight C5 apparently equalizes. E5 is the second top move here. I really like this move though. 6. And yeah, okay, so I was correct here. My opponent did have, this was not the correct take just because of such huge. Wow, it wants white to take the rook here. Back check. Bishop E5. Okay, it wants me to take on B2. Now knight G4. Maybe it's like. Oh. Okay, so it likes the idea. So the idea is here, threatening mate, and the fork. White doesn't have their rook to stop it. That's not what we did. We went knight G4 right away. So knight G4 after takes. Wow, knight takes F2 is the top move. Okay, I thought about that. Wow, okay. So I had all 3 of the top moves. Knight H2 is a move here in this position. I didn't know it. Obviously. Okay, knight takes F3. 7. That's yeah, I did not calculate that at all. Other was like also fine. Knight H2 did work. That was the 3rd best move though. It did like this the best. Probably because the rook is for the queen. I thought about this move. Worried about my bishop getting trapped. Fine, C takes B. Bishop B4 is the rising. Okay, now it makes more sense. C takes B because aren't doubled along the CD though is a fine move. The engine. Yeah, F5 and G5. Wow, okay. I talked about G5 a bit, but that was when there I'm not crazy that G. F5 makes a bit of sense though. Wow. Played some. Second. Yes. Hang on the light scores though. Damn, good. Well played to my opponent. I appreciate we had a huge crowd come out here today for the game, so I really appreciate that, guys. Sorry we could not close that one. That one been a W. Team. Teller is he's a really good player, so I'm glad I stuck with it. Position that. Here I was thinking. Anything that protects me. Yeah, it's a tough one to lose. Plus, minus 4 points. Excellent. Well, thank you everyone that came out for the stream. I'm probably gonna shut it down here in a second. Great, great game by my opponent. I'll you to stick around there. Yeah, Bishop. Yeah, either way. Best of luck to everybody in their first week of games, and we will check back in. Probably be streaming some of my teammates' games on the 17th and 18th this weekend, if we have the time. So, yeah, I will post those broadcasts when we get to them. Have a good day, guys.